As World War II was engulfing Europe, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, was rescued from war-torn Europe, and he found sanctuary here in the United States. It was clear to him that as destruction was coming to European Jewry within the context of the war, he realized that it was his responsibility to create a new foundation and to put down new roots so that the age-old traditions and the thousands of years old heritage of the Jewish people would continue even after the terrible destruction of European Jewry. One of the first programs that he established in the United States was a program to teach Jewish education to children who attend public schools, what became known as the Release Time program. In the mid-1940s, Rabbi Jacob J. Hecht, our father, was appointed to direct and to head this Committee for Furtherance of Jewish Education. Over the years, Rabbi Hecht developed various social service programs, Poor and Sick Fund, food distribution programs, special packages of food for the holidays, special counseling programs, drug prevention and other abuse prevention programs, as well as other areas of services to the community. He initiated and developed various day camps, and eventually the first Lubavitch all-summer sleepaway girls camp, Camp Amuna. And over the last half a century, all of these areas and all of these particular needs of the community have been serviced by the National Committee for Furtherance of Jewish Education. The National Committee sponsors Adara Torah Rabbinical Seminary, which is a school for young men who have not had a Jewish education in their childhood, but then return to tradition and to their heritage in their college years and attend the various programs in the curriculum of the Adara Torah school.
In my own experience, there wasn't this sense of preserving an identity. I never got the sense that there was an intellectual and emotional connection with Judaism. The program was very successful in connecting me back to Judaism, especially coming from a secular college where I was studying things like philosophy and political theory.
I think about Lazarus, who donated money to the Hebrew Home for the Aged, where my mother died and spent the last year of her life. And I say to myself, what a wonderful thing he did. The way Henry Sr. spent his life was beating the bushes to make sure that everybody knew that there was a Holocaust going on in Europe. Henry Jr., the Secretary of the Treasury, beating on the president's door every day to make sure that the president would hear me, please hear me. Something is happening that's horrible in Europe. You've got to do something about it. Robert Morgenthau, what he does day in and day out to give us what we have in New York City, one of the best district attorneys the city's ever had. We honor them tonight. We're honoring this tradition of their givingness, their tzedakah, the way they have served mankind. Maybe you say they're lucky that they ended up in these positions where they could do that. But you know what? I think they were placed there to do this. Instead of using their power that they got in other ways, they used it to try and save lives. They used it to try and save the elderly.
This museum will provide the opportunity to study and to remember what happens when evil people take over the government of an important nation and proceed to engage in the vilest kind of criminal conduct.
I salute you for choosing to honor the legacy of the Morgenthau family here this evening. You have chosen well in honoring and paying tribute to the generations of the Morgenthau family. May they be a symbol to other Jewish families who are involved not only in government, but also in Jewish philanthropy.
The National Committee for Furtherance of Jewish Education was founded just as the millennium-old Jewish community of Europe was being wiped out by the Nazis. We here, starting not at the end of the war, but starting at the beginning of the war, were doing what we could to replace and to save the remnants of the Jewish people. By remembering our past, we know how to direct and teach our children for the future.
We need to hold on to our identity, because if Jewish identity is going to be disintegrated, then that's going to be worse than the Holocaust, because that's going to mean that we're destroying our identity ourselves. No political entity is going to be doing it. It's going to be ourselves.
Take a look at the history of the Morgenthau family. It almost mirrors National Committee. Here is a family that gave to the community. That was their principal asset. And here you have National Committee, whose function is to make it a better community, to provide what the community needs within what they're able to do. And sometimes even when they're not able to do it, they do it somehow or other, they find a way to do it.